We've all heard the phrase being salt of the earth, but I hadn't realised until recently that it came from something Jesus said. Jesus often used images to explain things, and I find it takes me a while sometimes to work out what he meant by them. This is one of those phrases that's made its way into our everyday speech, though. We hear people described as the salt of the earth, a good person, down to earth, hard-working maybe. But there was more to it when Jesus said it. We were playing with salt dough last week in church and thinking about all the uses we know for salt. And in Jesus' time, salt was seen as a sort of currency. Our word salary comes from the Latin word for salt, and Roman soldiers may have been paid with salt sometimes instead of coins. That's how precious it was. It was essential for living back then. There were no fridges or freezers to help food stay fresh. And Jesus told his followers, "You are the salt of the earth." We can all think of how we use salt, and I think it's got three functions: a preservative, to stop things from decaying, an enhancer of flavour, bringing out the best in the taste of food, and it has properties of healing. So Jesus' image of his people on earth being the salt is a really powerful one. We can play a part in our world, which isn't perfect, and we can't fix everything, but we can take actions which will hold back the bad and preserve things as good. I think sometimes we can feel a bit powerless when we see the hurt and injustice in the world, and we know we can't fix everything. But I think there's an encouragement to be found in this phrase, as well as a challenge. We can be preserving the good that there is among people, or in the natural environment. That's what we're called to do when we hear Jesus' words here. This is how we can be God's hand and feet in our imperfect world. Preserving the good, bringing out the goodness, bringing healing. Like the actions of salt, we can have these effects on earth, bringing in God's kingdom. But we cannot do this on our own. That's far too hard. We might try, and we might even seem to succeed for a while. But sometimes things are just bigger than we can solve as humans. However, I believe we can all be connected to a strength that's beyond ourselves, beyond all of humanity. But that strength can come only when we ask for it, when we rely on our Creator and the one who's with us still, and who promises to remain with us forever. We can call on that strength when we're quiet or when we're busy, when we feel like we're strong in ourselves, or when we're struggling. That's what I've taken away from this phrase that we were given many years ago. A challenge to do our part, but encouragement too, that we're not alone. Thanks for listening. See you soon. Bye-bye.